everyone, and welcome to the Mr. Pipeline podcast where ideas flow
so revenue can grow.
I'm Britney, and I am a director of digital marketing strategy and business operations here at Mr. Pipeline. I started as a client success specialist, so realistically, kind of working my way up, working with clients, working on strategy, being able to see hands-on how we make lead generation happen here at Mr. Pipeline, and eventually being able to lead the direction of our overall marketing as well as making sure our operations side is fully functioning up and running. And super blessed to be able to do that alongside Mara.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Moira. I am the Director of Human Resource and People Operations here at Mr. Pipeline. I did not start out at that role. I actually started out coming in, and it's a funny story. I came in and I was actually going to start as Brittany's position, and I said, I don't think this is for me. Is there anything else I could do in the company? And thankfully, the CEO gave me another chance and opportunity to work a little bit with their social media. So I started out doing a little bit of social media. I also, was able to connect some dots and some things that were lacking in the business. So I created kind of my own onboarding specialist position, and I was able to go from there to learning everything production, Google Ads, SEO, web design, and then work my way up into an HR role here. And I actually was able to hire my first hire, Kaylee over here, and I'll let her take it from there.
Hi, my name is Kaylee. I started out as an account manager with Mr. Pipeline, but I'm thankful to have worked my way up to being the marketing specialist here at Mr. Pipeline. So really doing like email marketing, social media content marketing, along with our marketing team here at Mr. Pipeline. And also being able to work on like blogs and stuff. So me and Xzaiver kind of collaborate on that. And, he holds down the account management team. So I'll kick it over to him.
Hey guys, yeah, it's Xavier, account manager, coming up on 2 years now. Yeah, it's definitely a great experience learning about different clients, different companies, different marketing strategies.
Yeah, for sure. We're super excited about the topic we're talking about, which is marketing strategies that actually work. Because there's a lot of information out there, right, about how to market your business better, what you should be doing, shouldn't be doing. And it's really hard to decide what marketing strategy is going to work for your business because there's so many. We've worked with hundreds of companies, small businesses within the home service sector, within the fishing sector, restaurant industry, all across different verticals. So we're going to share some of that expertise, that insider knowledge with you here today to dive really deep into marketing. But before we get too deep into the marketing part, I definitely wanted to talk a little bit about branding, because especially with a lot of small businesses, branding is something that people either focus too much time, effort, and energy and attention to, or not enough.
What is branding? Like, kind of how would you define it to like someone who's listening, maybe that doesn't necessarily know about branding or, wants to start a business and everything? How would you just describe branding to them?
That's a good question. I would say branding is more of like creating an identity when it comes to certain, products and businesses. And it's kind of like when you see something, you automatically think of that company. So it kind of does the marketing for itself. So, for example, like Nike, you see the swoosh, but it doesn't even have the word Nike on it. So they've already established, that branding for what, decades now.
For me, I think it's your business personified, right? Like if your business was literally a person, your branding is who that person would be. It's who shows up, right? Even when you don't have to announce your business, it's what people perceive your business to be. So branding's it's a pretty important part of marketing, but most of us think of it as your logo, but it's really more than that, right? Like it's what your business stands for, what it does, what it represents, what emotions and feelings people associate with your company. All of that is part of your branding.
Yeah, I love that you said that, Brittany, with the emotion and the branding, because when you look at certain brands, it's like you want to that you want your audience to feel an emotion and you want them to feel like a connection. So like whether it be, a bunch of different people looking at your brand, it could be different emotions that you're evoking like towards that brand. And and having that audience feel that emotion in that type of way towards it.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
helps you stand out from the crowd too.
Yeah, and I think how you establish, your branding, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent in your colors. You have to be consistent in your fonts.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people kind of overlook that, but that's really how you establish, your brand awareness.
Mhm.
How people really get to see your brand. So
Yeah, the colors and fonts, that's definitely a good point.
yeah.
I think that's overlooked a lot.
Also too, like, I think that, when we talk about like how Brittany mentioned in the beginning, like, some businesses may like kind of undermine it, and then some may over kind of do it. And when we tie branding into kind of marketing, we always push social media. Social media is super important. We all know that it's growing. It's important to have an online presence, a social presence. And I think it was maybe a trend back then, like, where we would make branded graphics, and we would just emphasize like brand colors, brand fonts, and making everything consistent across your social platform. I think that was like really popular for a while, but I think it's kind of dying down. Like, we're not really like,
Mhm.
I think it's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, and I think the reason for that is we got to a point, probably even as a society, where like we were just so stuck on thinking branding is marketing, right? Like people spend so much time on their branding that they forget to do the marketing portion of it. And they sometimes put all their eggs in one basket because they think the graphics are going to market my business, the colors are going to market my business, the fonts are going to market my business. And that's not necessarily true, because branding and marketing are not necessarily the same thing, right? And like it's important to build that brand awareness, but you cannot neglect the marketing portion of it.
Right.
Yeah, I have an example for that. Before, I started at Mr. Pipeline, I started working on a nonprofit, and I was like, I got to get the logo, I got to have the mission statement, I got to have everything. And then, when it came to like the marketing side, I was like, I don't know what to do. Do I post on social? Do I make a website? What do I do? Or do I do it all at once? And I learned quickly that if I was trying to do it all at once, run ads, do social content marketing, make a website, it's kind of like having multiple businesses, all at the same time. If you don't have a set process in the beginning, it's not going to run well.
I think that's a great example too about how marketing is about going where your customers are. Right?
Hmm.
So many people start off with, I've got a new business and I have to be on every social platform. I have to run all kinds of ads. I have to do SEO. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do print marketing. I have to be at expos and trade shows, all within the same month of starting. And it's overwhelming, right? But like part of having a marketing strategy that is effective is knowing exactly who your target audience is, who is your ideal customer or client, and where are those people? Are they on social media? Because sometimes your target market isn't on social media, or they're not on all social platforms. So maybe
Right.
social media is part of your marketing strategy, but not every single platform, right? Like if you're not targeting a really young Gen Z going into like a Gen Alpha, maybe even a little bit of a millennial as your ideal customer, and you're starting a business right now, TikTok might not be the place for you. Is TikTok hot? Is it a great social media platform to be on? Sure, but not if your market is not there, not if your audience
Right.
is there. You're looking into the abyss, right?
Yeah, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin, especially when you first start out. So definitely doing the proper research on, like you're saying, target market and the areas that you want to target. All that information is available, online. You can look up, which areas are using certain social media apps more.
You gotta have goals. You gotta know
Yeah.
what your aim is, what you want your end result.
Important.
I remember when working in account management, like, and I know Xzaiver knows about this too. Like, it's all about building rapport with our clients. It's about talking with them, getting to know their goals, where they want to go, and building that strategy. Okay, this is the end result that you want to achieve. So how do we get there? And it's really a team effort. It's really like, we know at Mr. Pipeline, like we handle the Google ads, we do Facebook ads, we do SEO. And so when we tie in all those marketing efforts, it's like, okay, we're doing this, but also like be plugged in on, social media if if your audience is on there, or make sure you're email marketing to the clients that you receive, or doing SMS marketing, like hitting all avenues of where your customer is and how you and when you acquire them, you want to make sure that you're nurturing them and stuff like that. So I definitely think that goals are really important to establish. And I know that in account management, most of the time it was, we want to get more leads. How can we generate more leads? And, people say that, and when you jump into marketing, that you have to spend money to make money. I like to think about it as like investing, because so many people say that, the best time to invest your money was 10 years ago. And, we could say the same thing with marketing. The best time to start marketing was like 5 to 10 years ago. Because if you think about the businesses who started like SEO, like 5 years ago, 10 years may be a stretch, but like 5 years ago, like they're probably they are dominating, the search results. They're dominating Google.
Kaylee brought up like investing, real estate and stuff. They always have that saying of time in the market is better than trying to time the market, right? And so the same thing kind of applies to marketing. You can sit there and look, and your competitors are probably ahead of you, but playing devil's advocate a little bit here, the best time to start marketing is right now. Waiting for the perfect time, there will never be a perfect time. Like whatever it is you're waiting for, the evolution is happening now. Like you've got to know the field of it. And I think we're talking out marketing strategies. Obviously, our first marketing strategy that worked that we brought up was going where your target audience was. And then the second one was having those defined goals. But the third one is actually knowing when to start your marketing. So like, let's talk about that a little bit, because I feel like as a small business owner, sometimes that's hard to figure out. When is it time to move on from like that branding phase we talked about, getting your logo together, getting your brand identity together, and to say, yes, now I'm ready for marketing?
Yeah, I think just like having a well thought out plan, because so marketing strategy, I kind of think of it as like an outline. So like you need like your budget allocation kind of mapped out, as well as the channels that they're going to go to. So like with a business just starting out, I kind of mentioned this a lot, and it's whatever kind of another business is doing, like for example, in Texas may not be the same marketing strategy that like a company would do in Florida. With, digital marketing becoming so popular. And like Kaylee said, the best time, some people say the best time would be 5 to 10 years ago to invest in your SEO. Marketing strategies 5 to 10 years ago are completely different than today. Marketing has evolved so much. And like when you're looking for a company, a business, you mostly go straight to Google, or word of mouth, your friends or anything like that. But a lot of the marketing is coming from that digital marketing platform, whether it be Facebook, like Britney mentioned, TikTok, Twitter. They're just like different kind of social platforms. But Google dominates in looking and searching for those results for Google Maps. Like if you want to search for a restaurant, and looking at those reviews, like if you're not online, you're missing out on so much business. But just kind of wrapping it on where to start for business, looking at those marketing channels, kind of looking at where your audience is and who your target audience is and where they're searching. And then, just kind of starting small. I know Xzaiver, Britney, and Kaylee, have more insight on where a client should really start out at, but kind of starting small and just getting your business operations in place and making sure you do have the budget allocation for, digital marketing, because it is, a pretty penny to spend on digital marketing.
I am an advocate for joining like Facebook groups. Like if you're in, let's say you're in the home service industry, you could really be in any industry, because like Facebook groups there's a Facebook group for like anything. It's not necessarily about like jumping in there and like marketing your services. It's just about like showing your brand, being helpful, providing resources, because at the end of the day, as a business owner, like you're out to help people, So like when you have that mindset of, okay, I'm running this business because I need to help people in this specific area. And when you focus on targeting those people who need that help, and, you can find them in those Facebook groups, and it's so cost effective. You just, you build a Facebook for your business and you jump in those Facebook groups. And, I think it really can go a long way.
Yeah. And just having like a business mentor as well, really, being able to go to someone and be like, hey, here's, what my budget allocation looks like for marketing services. I know that you've been in business for a couple of years. Can we go over, these things, and maybe you see something that I don't see. It's always good to have, mentors that will help you along the way.
Piggyback off that, with the Facebook groups and finding the mentors, like even with the like conventions and things like that. I mean, it doesn't have to really be a big scale per se, but if you can find something local, maybe to meet with other business minded people that share the same goals, building connections, you never know who knows who. And they might take you far, and they might be able to help you out, with your business as well, especially with the marketing side.
You've got to be gritty enough to know what your marketing strategy is going to consist of, as far as free marketing, so like promotional marketing that you're not putting money out to actually do, and like paid marketing efforts, because that's what a strategy is. It's a combination of different things you're doing within your marketing that put your business out there. It's not just one thing, which I think is another whole thing I could go on a rant about how when people hear marketing strategy, they just think of, oh, I'm going to do ads as my marketing strategy, or I'm going to post on social media. That's not a strategy. That
Right.
is a marketing action that you're going to take, and I'm not knocking it, but it's not your strategy, right? Good strategy has a combination of paid efforts and free efforts. Don't neglect your free efforts. So whether it is going out and networking, like get feet on the ground, talk to people about your business, whether that means you have to go door to door knocking on some doors. Don't get in trouble doing that now, because times have changed, but you got to go door to door knocking, whether you're going to events to network. Your local chamber of commerce has events. If you're a home service business owner, you've got local community groups that you can get into. They'll have events that you can present your business at. You can sponsor things. Sometimes being a sponsor means making a donation of your time, other resources. That's not necessarily money, but that is part of marketing your business, right? So like I said, once your brand identity is somewhat together, it doesn't have to be perfect. Brands change their identity all the time. Once that's together and you've tested your product or service and you have a good process that is ready to be out front in front of people, it's time to start doing marketing. It's time to figure out your marketing strategy and having a mix of those things.
Yeah, and once your business, if they give you, like you made a good point, like they give their time and sponsorship or anything, like marketing strategy, part of your marketing strategy could be, giving back, and like you may not have so much money to give now, but kind of starting small and giving it'll produce a good return in the long term. So get involved, like with Walk for Cancer, or sponsor, like set up a table so you can have some brand awareness and people can learn about your company at the events, as well as becoming a sponsor, so they can see like your name on like the pamphlets and everything like that. And you can take that as well and post that on your social media, so people can be aware that you are involved in the community, you are involved in giving and volunteering. That's just one aspect of the marketing strategy, but that goes a long way.
I think this has become a part of marketing and like a marketing strategy that's often overlooked nowadays, despite it being digital. And I'm talking about like email marketing. And what I mean is, if you're getting out there in front of people, you're talking, or you're giving of your time or any other resources, whether it's through volunteering, community service work, knocking on door, get those people's name, phone number, emails, and put them into some sort of CRM system or some sort of email list for yourself, right? There's money and value in every single person that you meet.
Britney hit the nail on the head with just the value of getting emails, getting contact information from people that you meet. I mean, it can just go such a long way. Even if they don't turn into a customer, like Britney said, there's so much value in that. And I always, when I was in account management, I always stressed my clients, like, just because a lead does not convert the first time that they inquire about your services, don't give up on them. Put them in a nurture sequence, email them, text them every once in a while, check in on them, because building that rapport with them is going to go a long way. And they might turn into like one of your best clients, one of your recurring clients. And so I definitely want to drop some email marketing strategies that I have seen really work for our efforts, and also just based on
You're
research.
out here rustling. You got notes about email marketing?
Yeah, let's see those notes. Wow. That's a novel.
Yeah,
How do you love email marketing without telling me you love email marketing?
this is
like-
this is my first
It's like
one.
our tabs.
I gotta have my notes down,
Yeah, we love
it.
All right. So first thing is, I think it's so crucial for every company, whatever you do, you have to have a CRM. You have to have a CRM somewhere to store all your leads, all your contacts, all the people that you communicate with. Put them somewhere so you have like something that you can reference. And within that CRM, I believe most of them do, but you have to segment them. You have to organize your contacts in there, because this is going to be really important when you go into actually start marketing through them through email or text message. You have to organize new leads. You have to organize your previous customers or your current clients that you're working on that you're doing a service for tomorrow if you're in the home service industry. But I think it's really important to segment that so that way you know who you're talking to when you're writing your email. Because if you don't know who you're talking to and you're just talking to a broad group of people, your conversion rate and those people that open your email, you're not going to really get the results that you desire from that, because when you send out an email, there's obviously a desired action that you want them to take, whether that's subscribing to your email list, whether that's booking a service with you, inquiring more about a special promo that you got going on. You're not going to talk to a new existing or a new client the same way that you would talk to somebody who just, you did service for yesterday. So segmentation is super, super important. Once you have your segmentation out, you have to make sure that your subject line is going to entice the people to open up your email, because that's
Right.
the whole point. You need people to open your email so that way, you can get somewhere with them.
Open this now or else.
Yeah. Something along those lines. Like
They have crazy headlines I've seen.
When I write my emails, I always I make sure that it's something that is teasing what the email is about. Or it could be something that's completely crazy that just makes it stand out in somebody's inbox. Because I know that when we all open our phones, when we go to our email and we just see a bunch of text, you know what I mean? You need to stand out in that inbox some way.
Something I really like personally on a consumer perspective, right, is if I'm looking through the tons of emails that come in within a day, I like a good branded email, a good branded headline, a good, I'm going to open it up, right? So Mr. Pipeline does the whole smoke your competition. Sometimes we're a little punny and cheesy. And so if I was a consumer of Mr. Pipeline, I may be more inclined to open an email that's look at who we just smoked with, or look at who we're smoking, or something. Because that, right? It's funny, it's intriguing, or just things where it's I want to be nosy, right? I want to know your business. Good points about the headline.
The ones that always get me are the this is my last attempt to reach you. And I'm okay, I definitely missed all of these emails because this is their last
I have a
attempt.
love-hate relationship with those.
Yeah.
I think when there's an event planning people or something like that, or something, they're thank you for your order. So I immediately stopped scrolling. I was what did I order? And then I clicked on it and it was just information about them. I was oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Y'all are such millennials. Y'all like to get clickbaited. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It worked.
And it's crazy because they don't even just ask for the email anymore. They ask for your phone number as well to opt in and stuff. So it's text message after text message of just deals and emails. So you have to stand out in this day and age.
Well, like Britney said, with having the branded emails, I think that's so important too, because, that's one way that you can really increase your brand awareness, because you're sending out an email to all of your clients in your CRM or leads or whatever. And then they get to really recognize who your brand is by having a branded email. And, once you open up that email, you want to make sure that you have your call to actions throughout that email, because the more that people engage in your email, that not only does that help, the technical side of it, of you making sure that you end up in their inbox and not the junk folder. You definitely don't want to end up there, that those call to actions in multiple places throughout the content, that's going to increase your conversion rate.
Now, this is really specific, but just for a minute or two, can we live at like call to actions? Because I feel like call to actions has become like a marketing buzz term and word. But I feel like as a business owner, sometimes like you don't really know what's a call to action or what's a good one. So I see people use the like order now or like book appointment now, right? And like those are good, but like how do you make it so that somebody actually takes action when your call to action is there?
People like numbers, especially like dollar off amounts.
$50 or $100 off sounds better than 10, 15% off.
Yeah, I think also with call to actions for like blogs and stuff like that, I feel like it almost has to be like a controversial or like, kind of evoking like an emotion in you. It's like, oh, I want to click this, or I want to comment this, or I want to buy this. Like it's almost like changed to like the benefit to like more of like an emotional reaction.
Anybody could tell you like, book with me now to get $200 off, or book with me to save a percentage, or book within the next 24 hours to secure your one of 20 spots, whatever it is, right? So like, I think we're going to start seeing that in coming years or even months, honestly.
Yeah.
People are less inclined to put like a call to action and instead a call to value so that they can get that emotional reaction, right? Like, because if I see something that's like, fix your life today and stop being a bum, and like I'm in a bad space in my life, I may be more inclined to take that action than sign up with me now to be one of the 20 people in my program.
You're laying in bed right now, like get up and be active. Like they have to like really convince you now, like because we're so used to seeing the dollar amount now. It's like I need to be able to relate to the call to action,
Yeah, that's like one of them scenes that be in the shows and they're like laying on the couch watching TV and they think the commercial's talking to them. That's what it reminds me of.
Making it personable. Anybody can tell you to use their business and tell you what you'll get in terms of like a transactional return, right? But for me, depending on certain industries or whatever, if I have a lot of choices or options in businesses that I can go to, somebody whose marketing strategy is storytelling and letting me in on who they are, why their business exists, what this means, what's the bigger mission and purpose in their business, I'm more inclined to choose you than probably even the guy who's giving me an extra $50 off, right, of the service, because I want to feel like I am empowering and supporting something that matters to me, or someone that matters or is important to me. People want to buy from people. I know y'all tired of hearing me say that in office.
Yeah. One good marketing, campaign that really kicked off the personalization and like the storytelling and everything was Coca-Cola, when they personalized all of their Coca-Cola bottles to say like the names.
I got one.
So we were
storytelling,
hey, share a Coke with Britney, and it's like, here's my Coke bottle, and it says Britney on it, and I'm sharing and engaging on social media, because that was like the whole campaign to be able to share a Coke with whoever the personalization came from, which kind of really sparked the personalization in all of the marketing. So then it started being like, okay, all your marketing emails have to say, hi person, hi, hello, so and so, and then really captivating like this personalized feel in the marketing.
I want to bounce off of that, because that hi Kaylee, hi Mara, hi Britney, that was like people still use that today. But what's really going to catch a person is as a marketer, telling your audience who they are.
Yeah, and you want to make them feel like, oh, you're giving this much attention to me, like I'm going to give my attention to you.
Marketing does not stop after you inquire your customer. You have to keep, because you inquire a lead and they close with you, and that's awesome, but like you definitely want to keep them coming back, because that's really where your revenue is going to grow. You want to keep retaining your clients. So email marketing, SMS marketing, that all ties into that.
My little buzzy line of the day is, the future of your business is in the follow-up. Right? Like where your business goes, what the next couple years looks like for your business will be dependent on how you follow up with your leads and how you follow up after a service has been completed or after a purchase has been made from your business. So many times we forget that is a part of marketing. Like if I'm a customer and I enjoyed your product, don't make me forget about you. Don't make me feel pushed to the side.
Right.
I, as a consumer, do not want to feel like you just wanted my money and you don't care about me after. I want to feel loved, remembered, included, and the future of your business is in your follow-up. So now that you have their interest, you need to create that desire within them to want to work with you, and then you need to prompt them to take action in working with you or buying
Mhm.
from you, right? But then even after that, if you've gotten the product out to them, you need to follow up. Hey, looks like your product has just arrived. How are you feeling? Do you have questions? We're here for you. Hey, we completed a service with you 3 months ago. FYI, it's important that you are, properly caring for your driveway so algae doesn't grow and you're not liable for somebody slipping on your property. This is not a one and done service. We care about you. We care about your home, and we care about you not getting sued by the person who fell on your property, right? The future is in the follow up with people.
I love the follow-ups that are like, okay, like since you bought from us before, now you get, money off for the next thing. You're more inclined to be like, oh wow, like they're giving me, 25% off for my next visit. I'm going because it's worth it.
And I think it also highlights the importance of things like your reviews. People don't think that like your reviews and how other people feel about you are part of your marketing strategy, but it is. Getting reviews is important, and not just getting them and letting them sit there wherever it is, but you need to showcase them, right? Like you need to highlight them on social. You need people to know. You can highlight them even in your follow-up. That can be part of your marketing strategy. Hey, Mrs. Jones, you worked with us last, and we hope you had a great service like Lisa, your neighbor, did when she left us this 5-star review. If you're feeling the same way, please leave us a 5-star review as well. Like that is part of your marketing strategy. And the next person now who finds you when they're searching on Google or when they've come across your social media, because people are nosy, consumers are nosy. We go digging. We don't just see it and close, right? We go looking for.
That's the first thing I do.
Exactly. I want to know what other people have to say about you. So now when the next prospect comes looking for you, potentially wanting to work with you, they're being able to see Miss Jones and Lisa's reviews of you, because that's part of your marketing.
Yeah, and responding to them too on the reviews. That's definitely a big part.
Yeah, that's important. And you're not only responding so everyone can like see you're responding, but you're responding because the customer took the time to write the review. So you're responding to show, hey, thank you for writing this review. We appreciate doing business with you. So you're showing them and giving that full circle moment.
And I think it's also like a last little tidbit of this, like making sure that retention and follow-up is part of your marketing strategy. I'd say kind of doubling back on some of the points we've touched on at every step of the way about making it personable. You don't always have to think of your follow-up as transactional, if that makes sense. So like we talk a lot about knowing your customers, knowing your clientele. Make it part of your marketing strategy to genuinely know them, right? Like if you know it's Mrs. Jones' birthday, why not tell her happy birthday? Don't ask her for anything. Don't ask her for anything. Just genuinely wish her a great day, right? Like that matters to people. Now, even if I'm not ready to use your service again, I'm more likely to recommend you to my friend, my neighbor, my coworker who's looking for someone who provides your service or sells your product than I am to recommend somebody who's not top of mind for me because I haven't heard from them since I last worked with them, right? Whether that's 6 months or a year ago.
Yeah, definitely. From an account manager's perspective, that's definitely a way to go. Just asking about their lives, their family, favorite sports team, music genre, just trying to get to know them so you could build that rapport. And like when it comes to talking business, the conversation flows more smoothly because they're kind of loosened up and things like that. So you can kind of bounce ideas off each other. So getting to know them that way works as well.
I think we shared a lot of marketing strategies across the board. And I think as digital marketers, we could probably go on forever ever about all of the different marketing strategies that we've really seen work, whether personally in our own lives or from experiences we've had with interacting with our clients and working on their marketing campaigns. But either way, we are so excited that you took this time to tune in with us. And if you sat through this, you're a real one, and we appreciate you. And beyond everything else, I hope that you got so much value from being here with us for the last few minutes or so, and that you've got some actionable insights that you're going to take and apply in your business to really skyrocket your growth in the next coming years. And we hope that you will be back with us on our next episode to talk about 2025 marketing trends, right?
Yeah.
You don't even know what's coming up in the scheme of marketing and the realm of that.
We're going to be talking about Elon Musk robots, AI, just everything, coming in the future, because there is a lot of change happening, especially, with how search is, everything kind of AI generated search, how SEO and Google ads are changing. So be sure to stay tuned for the 2025 podcast.
You definitely want to make sure that you're ahead and that you can take notes.
Yeah, that's just like your tabs, Kaylee.
Don't bring that up.
Oh, throwing jabs. Are you really a business owner or a marketer if you don't have a million tabs open?
Right. No, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Thank you all once again for tuning in, and we hope to see you on the next episode of the Mr. Pipeline podcast.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.